Hello everyone and welcome to AVMech tutorial. So today we are going to discuss a numerical on PERT. So in this question we have project network diagram which is based on PERT. So as discussed in our earlier presentation video that in case of PERT we have three time estimates. So those are represented as T suffix O, T suffix M and T suffix P. So now let us first understand what all these time estimates are. So first is the T suffix O, which is the optimistic time estimate. So this is the shortest possible time which is required for the completion of activity. So there is no provision made for delays or any setbacks or any risk. Whereas if I talk of T suffix M, that is the most likely time estimate, and in this case it will be executed under normal or normal conditions. So it is also considered as model value. Whereas if I talk of T suffix P, so it is nothing but pessimistic time estimate. So it is the maximum possible time for the activity completion, and it takes consideration of all the uncertainties, delays, setbacks into it, like various major setbacks or problems could be any environmental problem which can take place or any labor strike. So all these things are considered into the pessimistic time estimate. So in this project network diagram, we have certain time which is given in a sequence, and this sequence is followed in the same way which is highlighted here. That is, the first time which is given is the optimistic time. The next is the most likely time or the model time. Then the last one is the pessimistic time. So in that sequence, the time is given to us along with everything highlighted into the project network diagram, and we are told to find E and L for each event, EST, LST, EFT and LFT for each activity, then find TE for each activity. Now what is TE? So TA is a short abbreviation which is given to expected time, and sometimes it is also referred as average time of the activity, and it is taken equal to mean. And there's a formula which is for TE, which we will see as we proceed into solving the numerical. Next is the sigma square, which is also known as variance, and if just sigma, then we will say it is standard deviation. So this will be used in the numerical. Why it will be used, we will see in the further video. Next is we are told to compute the probability of completing the project in 21 days. So what is the probability that the project will get completed in 21 days? That we need to calculate. And lastly, we need to find the float, that is for each activity, and slack for each event. So let us proceed into this. Let us start. So as in the previous video, while we were solving CPM numerical example, we have built a table in which we have calculated all the EST, LST, EFT, LFT along with the float. But in this case, we are required to first calculate the expected time, or we could say the average time of the activity, and then the variance. So we need to first focus and know what is the formula for calculation of TE and sigma square. So let us first note it down into our sum, so that everything is there on in front of us, and we could just simply refer it and solve the problem. So sigma square is given by TP minus TO upon 6 the whole square. Okay, and in case of TE, would be nothing but TO plus 4 times TM plus TP upon 6. So we need to memorize this formula first for calculating TE and sigma square. So our first step while calculating or filling this table would be writing down all the activities which are mentioned into our project network diagram. So let us just mention them. for one thing which we need to consider while writing the activity is we need to follow a ascending order sequence here. So first we need to see that 10 to 20, next 20 what all other activities are connected to it, and in that way we need to follow it. So as soon as we are completed with 10, first we need to look over 10 if there is any other thing which is associated with 10. If not, then move on to 20. Then looking at 20, how many activities are associated with it, write all of them into ascending order. Then go on to 30 and see what are the activities associated with it and write them followingly for 40, 50 and 60. So this is how we are done with writing the activities which are required. Now using the formula of TE, we are going to calculate for the activity 10 to 20. So for 10 to 20, the time which is given here is in the form of TO, TM and TP. Okay, so 1 is going to be the value of TO, 2 is going to be the value of TM and 3 is going to be the value of TP. So just simply we need to put the value into the TE formula and we will get the TE value. Okay, so for first case, so for the first case for calculating TE, it would be TO, that is 1 plus 4 into TM is nothing but 2 plus 3, and this will be divided by 6, which will give us the value 2. So just simply you need to write the value here 2. In the similar way we are going to calculate for other activities. So in this case, sometimes the value may come as decimal, so you don't need to worry about it. You just need to write the value with the 2 decimal place, so that everything is easy to recognize in terms of value. So next is we are going to go to sigma square, that is our variance value. So for variance value we will see first how we are going to calculate for the first case, that is 10 to 20 activity. So for 10 to 20, let's go on to the duration which is mentioned here. So for that we need TP, TO. So TP and TO, TP here is 3 and TO is 1. So for first case, let's write it 10 to 20. So here 10 to 20, it would be 3 minus 1 upon 6 the whole square. So this will give out the value in decimal 0.11. So simply, as we have calculated for 10 to 20 activity, we have to carry out for other as well. So let me just write down the values. So now we are done with sigma square, that is our standard variance. Okay, so we are done with variance now. So our next step is filling out this table. Okay, so before that we know we will be requiring E and L for each event. So let us just go on to that and start calculating E and L for each event. So the method for solving E and L will be same as discussed in the CPM method numerical. So let us start. So E is nothing but earliest occurrence time of event. Okay, so for E you need to go in a ascending order. Okay, so E10, E20, E30, E40, E50, E60 and lastly E70. Now we need to forget the time which is mentioned here. The usage of this time is already done by calculating the average or the effective time, that is T suffix E, and for sigma square, that is variance. So for that this time is now done. Now you will be requiring only the TE value for calculating E and L for each event. So just forget this time. You just need to mention TE now into the project network diagram. So we will just do that. make sure you mention everything accurately so that when you use it, you are not mistaken by any values, and everything you calculate is perfectly correct. So now we are done mentioning TE. So now this is now will be the duration which we are going to use for calculating the further numerical. So let's just follow the same sequence which we did for in the case of CPM formulae. So I'll just fold this so that we just only look over E and our project network diagram. Okay, so yeah, let's start calculating E value. Okay, so we are going to follow the same way. First we are going to mention E, L, and in this question we are also required to calculate S value. So S value is also required, so we are going to mention E, L and S everywhere. Okay, so let's start with 10. Okay, so the first event is always given as 0 time. Okay, so here it would be 0. Now next we will go for E20. Okay, so it would be nothing but 0 plus 2, as there is only one arrow which is pointing towards 20, so it would be simply 2. Okay, now let's move on to E30. E30 has also one arrow. Okay, so it would be just simply 2 plus 10, the duration, so it is nothing but 12. Okay, so now let's move on to 40. It also has only one arrow which is pointing towards it from 20. So E20 is nothing but 2 plus 4.16, so it is nothing but 6.16. Okay, now let's move on to E50. E50 is here. Okay, so E50 also has only one arrow from 20, so it is nothing but 20, that is 2 plus 5, that is 7. Next let's move on to 60. So 60 has two arrows pointing towards it, so we need to now come to our previous concept which we use, that is get the maximum value out of the two arrows pointing towards that event. So let's do it. So E30, L30, and then yeah, proceedingly we will calculate S30. Okay, so E30 is nothing but 12. Simultaneously you go on mentioning the value so that it would not be difficult for you to go on changing the page and finding what is the value of what. Okay, so for 60 we are going to just simply add 12 plus 5. Okay, 12 plus 5, and next would be 6.16 plus 8. So 6.16 plus 8, so obviously 17 is the highest of all. Next let's go on to 70. It also has two arrows pointing towards it, so let's calculate. Okay, so it would be 17 plus 4, and next would be 7 plus 8. Okay, so it would be definitely this 7 plus 17 plus 4, that is 21. Okay, so now we are done with calculating. Now the next which comes up is calculation of latest occurrence time of event, which is L. Okay, so now comes the L part. So for L we are going to mention L in the form of descending order. So first will come L70, L60, L50, L40, L30, L20, L10, and we are done mentioning it. Now let's calculate it. So for calculation of L we need to go in a backward direction following the network diagram. So for 70 it would be, so now let us start calculating L. So now for L, L70 it would be simply 21 as it is. okay, and slack for 17. What slack is nothing but difference of L minus E. Okay, so this value can be positive or can be negative depending on what is the value of E and L. Okay, so now let us look here. So 21 minus 21 is equals to 0. So now let's move on to calculate L60. So L60 will be nothing but L70, that is 21 minus 4, that is 17. Okay, so this is also done. So for slack for this is also 0, L minus E. So now let's move on to L50. So it would be nothing but, we need to go in backward direction. So L70 minus 8 would give us L50, that is 13. So slack in this case will be 13 minus 7 is 13 minus 7. So simply write here 6. Okay, so this is done. Sorry, that is. Now calculating the slack for for 50 event, so it would be nothing but 13 minus 7, that is 6. Okay, so this is L50. Now calculating L40, so it would be nothing but L60 minus 8. So L60 is nothing but 17 minus 8, it would be 9. Okay, so we know this now, 9. So 9 minus 6.16. So 9 minus 6.16 would give us the slack value as 2.84. Okay, so that is done. Now L30, it would be nothing but L60, that is 17 minus 5, so 12, and slack would be 0 simply. Okay, so now for 20 we have 3 arrows which is pointing backwards. So for that we need to look upon the minimum out of all the 3. Okay, so here the concept of minimum is applicable. So minimum out of it, so first would be C, L30 minus 10, so that is 12 minus 10 would be 2. Then next is L40, that is 9 minus 4.16, 9 minus 4.16. Next is 13 minus 5, so the minimum out of 2 is 2. Next is L10, so it would be simply 2 minus 2, that is 0. So 0, here the slack is also 0. For L20 we have it as 2, slack is also 0. Okay, so now everywhere the slack is mentioned. So now the next we are up to is finding out what is the critical path of this activity. So in the previous video, in the CPM numerical video, we have found out that the critical path is the path which gives the maximum duration, which is mentioned here as 21. Okay, so for recognizing that path we have also used one trick there, that is knowing which E and L values are similar, trying to know their addition of duration is similar to 21, and that was our critical path. Here also the similar way we could see that E and L similar values, or we could also go with knowing that whose value or whose slack values are 0, and we could go in finding out what is our critical path. Okay, so that is one of the trick which is followed. So in our case the critical path will be given here, one second. So in our case the critical path would be 10 to 20, okay, having the similar E values. Okay, next would be 30, 20 to 30. Next would be 60, having similar values, and 70. So the addition of all the TE values will give the maximum duration of the project. That is the critical path. So it is done. Next is we need to know. So now in this question we have been asked the probability for completing the project in 21 days. So this is a very tricky question wherein the probability which is asked is similar to the day to the number of days which is the maximum day for completing the project. but sometimes in various case this number could be less than 21 or greater than 21, and in that case we need to know what is the probability of completion of the project in that case. So in this case, we are given the value, the target value as 21 and the actual duration is 21, like both are same. So for that, first we need to calculate the value of standard deviation from variance value. So in that case the critical path will play a important role. So this is nothing but sigma square ij. So now for ij we need to follow this for ij. Okay, so simply we need to just go on first two, then second two, then third two, and then fourth two, addition of sigma ij square. So let's just go on to the previously built table wherein we have mentioned our sigma values. So for 10 to 20 it is 0.11, then for 20 to 30 it is 0.44. You don't need to make it a square again because it is already a square, so you just need to add them. Okay, so next is 30 to 60, that is 0.11, and then lastly 60 to 70, that is 1. Okay, so this would come out as the value 1.288. Okay, so this value is going to help us to calculate the probability. So now let's go on first probability for completion in 21 days. Okay, so in that case we are going to calculate the value which is known as z. Okay, so the z value is nothing but target value minus duration upon the standard deviation. So now let us have a small introduction about what is the z value. So this z value is nothing but the standard normal variate. So as we know, the activity distribution curve, or we could say beta distribution curve, it almost replicates the normal distribution curve. That is, it almost follows the normal distribution curve. So for calculating the probability we are going to use the normal distribution table, and in that case we will be requiring the value of z. Because in that table there is a value of z which we need to correlate, and we will get the probability by multiplying 100 to it. So in this way we are going to calculate it, and we will find out what is the value of z. Okay, so now let us calculate the value of z. So our target is also 21 and our duration is also 21 divided by 1.288. So this would give us the value of z as 0. Okay, so you need to use a normal distribution table to know at z equal to 0 value what is the probability value which is coming out. Okay, so that will give us the probability as, so after referring the table, the value at z equal to 0 would be 0.5 into 100, that is 50%. Okay, so now sometimes this value may be not 21 but it could be 19 days, less than 21. So let us calculate for 19 days. So it would be target, which would be 19 days minus the duration, which is the actual duration, that is 21 days, divided by sigma would be nothing but 1.288, and this would give us the value as is in negative, that is 1.552 at z. So now let's calculate the probability. So I'm directly writing it in percentage. So after referring the table, the value of probability is 0.0606, and if we multiply it, it is 6.06. Okay, so the probability of completing the project in 19 days is 6.06%. In the similar way, we could go for greater than 21, that is, if for 23 days, then it would be just simply 23 minus 21 upon 1.288, which will give us the value as 23 minus 21. So it would be positive of 1.52. Okay, so nothing but just referring the table for it. So the positive table and the negative table are different for it, which will be provided into the examination, so not to worry about it. 0.9394. Simply 93.94%. Okay, so our probability part is done. The only part which is remaining is EST, LST, EFT and LFT, which we have already seen in the CPM diagram numerical. So now we are going to just rush it up. So now that we are done calculating the probability, now we will move on to calculate EST, LST, EFT, LFT and float. So the formulas which we were used in the critical path method numerical video, we are going to use the same one. Let me just mention all the formulas which we are going to use here. So for EST it is going to be EI, and then for LFT it is going to be LJ, then EFT it is going to be duration or TE plus EST. Okay, then float will be nothing but LFT minus EFT. Okay, and LST will nothing but EST plus float. So let's just calculate the value for each. Okay, so in this case we are going to just simply put the I value here for solving this EST column. So E10, okay, so E10 will be 0, E22 2, 2, then E30 would be 12, E40 would be 6.16, then E50 would be 7, then E60 would be 17. Okay, so this is done. Now next LJ. So J values would be taken from here and simply put into this. We are going to just plug in the value of J and then take the value of L from here. So for example, L20 in this case. So L20 is 2. Then L30 will be 12, L40 will be 9 and so on. Okay, so after this our next step is going to be calculation of EFT, which is nothing but TE with addition with EST. So it would be nothing but 2 plus 0, that is 2, then 12, then 12, then this is 4.16 plus 2, that is 6.16, then 5 plus 2 7, then this is 17, then 14.16, then 15, then lastly 21. Now our next step will be calculation of float. Okay, so we are going to keep our calculator here. Okay, so this will be 2 minus 2 will be 0, then 12 minus 12 will be 0, 9 minus 6.16, so 6.16 would be 2.84. okay, so 13 minus 7 will give us the value 6, 0, then 17 minus 14.16, 2.84, 21 minus 15 will give us the value 6 and here 0. So this float column is also done. Now only left is LST, which will be simply the addition of EST plus float. So let's just do it. 0 plus 0 would be 0, then 2 plus 0 2, then 2 plus 2.84 4.84, next will be 2 plus 6, that is 8, 12 plus 0 12, then 6.16, that is 6.16 plus 2.84 will be 9, then 7 plus 6 would be 13, then 17 plus 0 would be 17. So now our sum is completely over. We are done with calculation of everything. So this numerical example is done. So thank you for watching this video.